Let me be very clear about this right out the gate because people are already trying to downplay it. What's happening with the USPS postmark rule is not a minor administrative update. It's not bureaucratic housekeeping. It's voter suppression, period. And the fact that this was rolled out quietly with almost no public warning tells you everything you need to know about the intent. For generations, literally generations, the rule was simple. You drop the mail at the post office, it gets postmarked that day. That's it. That's how the system worked. Everyone understood it. Everyone relied on it. Elections, taxes, rent, legal filings, everything depended on the basic assumption. Now, suddenly that rule is gone. Now they're saying the ballot doesn't count as sent until it reaches an automated sorting facility. Not when you hand it over, not when it hits your local post office. No, when they decide it is processed. So let's walk through how insane this is. You can do everything right. You can drop your ballot off on election day. You can follow the rules exactly as voters have been told to do for decades, and your vote will still be tossed. Not because you were late, not because you broke the rules, but because the postal system didn't move fast enough after you did your part. That's not a coincidence. That's the point. This matters enormously for elections because in many states the law is crystal clear. Your ballot just needs to be postmarked by election day, not received, postmarked. This new rule injects delay, uncertainty, and chaos directly into that process, and voters have zero control over it. That's how authoritarian systems operate. They don't cancel elections outright. That would spark immediate rebellion. Instead, they keep the theater of democracy while sabotaging it behind the scenes. They suppress votes, they redraw maps, they close polling places, they purge voter rolls, and now they manipulate technicalities so ballots can be discarded after the fact. Oh, sorry, it looks like your postmark came in too late. Too bad, doesn't count. Even though you did everything right. And let's talk about who this hits the hardest. Rural voters. Small town post offices don't ship mail directly to massive sorting facilities every day. There are delays. The lag time now becomes deadly for ballots, which is ironic because rural voters overwhelmingly support Republicans. But here's the thing, Republicans have never been particularly good at thinking through consequences. They're obsessed with redistricting, voting, even when it blows back on their own base. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about ideology, it's about power. Republicans make voting harder because when voting is easy, they lose. Every time. High turnout, they lose. Accessible elections, they lose. Mail-in voting, they lose. So they gerrymander the hell out of the states that should be competitive or outright blue. They entrench themselves in legislatures that don't reflect the will of the people. Then they use the power to choke off access to the ballot. They decide where polling places go. They decide who can vote by mail. They decide which ballots get rejected. And now they've decided that a postmark, the most basic safeguard voters relied on, is suddenly optional. When barriers are low, democracy works. So when you see barriers being raised, ask yourself, why? This postmark change is a trap. It's designed to catch people off guard. Millions of voters will do what they've done for a long time. They drop off their ballots on election day only to find out later that the rules quietly change underneath them. And the Republicans will shrug and say, sorry, rules are rules. Bullshit. This isn't about election integrity. This isn't about security. This is about shaving off votes wherever they can find them because they know they can't win honestly. And don't let anyone distract you from the flashy conspiracy nonsense. There's no need for high-tech schemes when old-school voter suppression works just fine. It's worked for decades, and they're doubling down on it now because they're desperate. And here's the part people need to hear clearly. Panicking doesn't help. Saying it's all rigged, why bother, is exactly what they want. The response to this election? We educate voters. We warn people early, mail ballots sooner, use drop boxes, verify postmarks. We volunteer, we organize, we watch the polls, and we run for office. And if they throw up barriers, we overwhelm them with turnout. Ha! Mass participation breaks suppression. It always has. And one more thing, this doesn't just affect elections. This impacts taxes, rent, insurance payments, court deadlines, seniors who rely on mail, working class people who don't have lawyers and accountants to fix mistakes. This kind of instability is intentional. When systems become unreliable, people lose trust. When people lose trust, authoritarians step in and claim only they can fix it. That's the game. And no, none of this makes America great for working people. It makes life harder, more confusing, and more expensive while power concentrates at the top. The USPS change isn't some boring procedural update. It's a warning. And how we respond right now actually matters.